call the meeting to order. First order of business before we do the roll call is I would like to welcome Erica LaCroix, our new town manager, for the first meeting today.
Thank you.
Erica.
Thank you. I just wanted to tell everybody how happy I am to be here. I can't see many of you. I can actually see better if I take them off, which is a little scary. But it's really an honor to be chosen to step into this position here. I've been having a whirlwind first couple of weeks. It's been really busy. I've gotten to know quite a few people. I've had the opportunity to talk to some of the citizens, some of the business owners, and I'm just really looking forward to getting to do more of that and learning more about the town and getting more involved. It's a great place to be, and I hope we've got great places to go.
Thank you, Erica. Lisa, can we do a roll call, please?
We can. Jerry Quirian.
Yes.
Ben Twitchell.
Yes.
Lee Trahan.
Yes.
Steve Russell.
Yes.
Jeff West.
Yes.
Patricia Ayer.
Yes.
Ray Karen.
Yes. Could we all rise and face the allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There will be no minutes of the previous, no communications, and no reports, town manager's report or any reports. We'll head right into now the public comment section of the meeting. Again, remind people that you can speak for 2 minutes. The council will not address, nor can you address the council individually, and you have 2 minutes, and the council will not also engage with the public speaking. So I'll start with, anybody want to come up for public speaking?
Good evening. My name is Andy Chapman. I'm here for the third month in a row about this property over by Marie and Lee Street. Just wanted to come back again just to reiterate, we came in for a moment and had a chance to speak prior to the last meeting. None of us were able to be a part of the discussion that was held afterwards. I sat and watched the meeting, and I feel like you guys are giving us the opportunity to speak but not listening to what we're saying. And just to be as clear as I possibly can be, I do not want a business in the middle of our residential neighborhood. It is that simple. It's cut and dry for me. What's being proposed is that a business is being put in there. I do not want that in a residential neighborhood. I feel like, we're trying to appease, y'all are trying to appease one gentleman that last I checked doesn't even own the property. My family's been paying taxes on that property for 40 years. I feel like we should have a say, and it's not like I'm the only one standing here saying this. So again, just to be blatantly clear, do not want a business in our residential neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else would like to speak?
Ben Stafford, resident over on Lee Street. I just want to make it a public record again that I agree. I'm not in favor of rezoning that property in any way that could allow for any kind of business to operate. I don't think it's an appropriate use of rezoning. That's been zoned that way for long enough, and to suggest it needs to be rezoned for any reason other than someone wants to rezone it, it doesn't hold water as a reason. It doesn't justify it. And I'd like the council, when they do consider this, to be thinking about that, be thinking about how it's going to impact all the people that are there, and the unintended consequences of doing it where we don't know what's really going to happen with it until it's too late. So again, just wanted to put that out there for the town council to consider. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm Marcia Stetson. I live at 28 Marie Street. Everybody knows where I stand at this point. I don't believe businesses belong back there. People continually say this land hasn't been developed for X number of years. Everybody points to the inability to build houses back there. However, 5 at this point are being proposed. Not that they will be built, but that they could be built. Mr. Dutton, if he was still alive, would tell you he didn't sell off that land because he was trying to protect the neighborhood and would only sell that land in a particular situation for a particular building. He put an ice rink in the middle of Lee Street. If that tells you anything, to what his idea was about preserving the neighborhood. And I do kind of want to address a couple of things that were said at the last meeting, where I wasn't in on the discussion. Yep, we have used Chuck's land. I wholeheartedly will admit that. When we bought the house, Diane came, said, I own this land, use it at your free will until the next buyer comes. Chuck bought the land. We asked, do you want us to move our stuff off your property? Nope, not right now. We have mowed that property. We have done nothing to hurt that property. We have put gardens on the property. We do have a couple of pieces of wood that need to come off the property, and I'm happy to take it off.
Yep, just address the
Yeah,
council,
yeah,
not
so,
individuals in the audience,
okay,
please.
sorry.
Sorry, yep.
But again, I just stand by, I don't need trucks coming in and out of the neighborhood. If it could exit onto China Road, I think that would be much more appropriate, but it can't. People walk in the neighborhood, they hang out in the neighborhood, and that's what it's supposed to be as a neighborhood. So, thank you.
Anybody else? Yep.
Hello, my name is Pat Bowman. First time I've attended your meeting, and I'm new to Winslow. And I'd like to point out that when I moved to Winslow, I was looking for a home for over 2 years, and I was looking for a specific type of home. I've written to the council, so the council members know where I really feel. But when I bought my house, I believed I was buying it in a zone residential neighborhood. And I believe that the gentleman who is now trying to put a business in the middle of our neighborhood knew that it was a residential neighborhood. And I think it's unfair that all of the residential homeowners, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to breathe in this, are expected to give up what we believe is in the best interest of our families and the neighborhood and the town, so that one person at this time gets to situate a business, and not a quiet business, in the middle of the neighborhood. And I think that it's fair to expect that all of the residents and town citizens should be involved in the rezoning process if it's going to happen at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else for the public? Yep, come on up.
I do want to say, like I talked to you last time about, everybody keeps saying this is in the middle of a neighborhood. It's not in the middle of a neighborhood. It's on the edge of a neighborhood. The garage, he's not looking for a business that has traffic coming into it other than his own vehicles. And we border two sides on multi-use already, or mixed use already. And we can't go out to the China Road, just like she said. We don't own the property, so we can't do that. I will say that a lot of people do use the property over there, and very limited number of people have got permission. Okay, permission is asking first and then doing something. I just have never stopped anybody from doing anything, because that was what the Duttons had wanted, because they lived in this neighborhood, they know everybody. But to say what Mr. Dutton might have wanted, I don't think anybody knows what the case was there. I don't even know what Mr. Dutton wanted, and I've done work for him, so, and work for Diane and the girls, and I never heard anything about certain things being built over there or selling it for a certain reason. We're just asking to put in a garage over there, and you guys do this all the time. You know, it's just, we're on the edge of mixed use. We already border on two sides and own the third side, so we only border houses with that property on one side. So.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else for public comment that would like to speak at this time?
Hi, my name's Adam Morse. I live at the end of Lessard Street. Through the wood line, if the proposed garage is built, I know for a fact that I'll be able to hear the backup beepers of the utility trucks that will be used there, parked there, stored there, bobcats. I'm the head custodian at the Winslow Elementary School. I'm very familiar with what this stuff sounds like. I can hear it across all the way to the Martin's parking lot. I bought a house a few years ago there, in this town, not in a neighborhood. I searched hard, making sure that this was just a neighborhood. There's no mixed-use zoning around there, but I can already see it's bleeding that way. I'm totally against it. Please hear that.
Okay, thank you. Any further comment?
Wish we could ask questions.
I feel like I've been up here way too many times. And echoing others, and certainly a lot of folks here that have lived in this neighborhood much longer than we have, but we have certainly grown to appreciate being a part of this close-knit neighborhood. And in looking at down the road, you know, it's like, what's this going to mean for down the road? If it's a garage today, you know, and things happen, people have to sell things or people move on, you know, anything's possible as to what could end up there in my backyard. And in addition, like, what is it going to mean for property value? Is our property going to lose its value? So, you know, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, thank you. Any further public comments? If no further public comment, I'll stop the public comment section of the meeting and go right into table business. Ordinance number 4-2020, as amended to the zoning, Winslow zoning map, to rezone the following lots on tax map 13, lot 115, from high density residential zone to mixed use zone. I'd like to get that off the table and.
So moved.
So
Second.
moved. Second. Do we need a vote by hand? All those in
Yeah.
favor of, do we?
We should do a roll call.
We should, okay, go ahead, roll call.
Yep. Ben Twitchell.
Yes.
Jerry Clarion. Lee Trahan. Steve Russell.
Yes.
Jeff West.
Yes.
Patricia Ayer. Ray Karen.
Yes. Open it up for discussion. I guess since this is no longer really the one we're gonna vote on, and it's been changed, I would say that if we rejected this, we have a couple options to do, but I would suggest we reject it and just kill it for this particular one.
It has to be voted on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be, yeah. We'll have to vote on it, yep.
Correct.
It's had a first, at this point, with the reconsideration that took place at the last meeting, this ordinance stands as having received approval at its first reading. It's now before you for its second reading. And you have several options. You could approve it as it's presented, you could amend it, you could postpone it to a future date, or you could vote it down. Those are your four possibilities.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to make a motion.
I would like to make a motion that we reject ordinance number 4-220.
Second.
Go ahead, Steve, open for discussion.
I'm not sure you need to. I think you just vote up or down on it.
Right, up or down, right.
So I don't think you need another motion. You have a motion on the floor,
Yep,
and we either accept it or reject it.
yep, okay.
Right, and you don't want to flip it around and state it in the negative, or it gets
Right.
rather confusing. You vote no
Okay.
when you mean yes, and yes when you mean no.
Right.
Yep,
And so if it's stated in the positive, if you're in favor of it, you're going to vote yes. If you're not in favor of it, you vote no. You're going to make a motion to amend, it goes wherever it goes.
So if we vote no, it's gone down, right?
Correct.
Okay.
if there is no further discussion, could we have a roll call vote, please, Lisa?
Ben Twitchell.
No.
Jerry Querian.
No.
Lee Trahan.
No.
Steve Russell.
No.
Jeff West.
Yes.
Patricia Ayer.
Yes.
Ray Karen.
No.
All right, so it's 2-5.
Heading over to old business, there's no old business tonight. New business, ordinance number 6-2020, amendment to zoning, chapter 14, adding section 4-3C titled Temporary Mobile Home Amendment by adding the following language: if a homeowner residence is rendered uninhabitable by fire, storm, or sudden casualty, the homeowner may place a single-wide mobile home as defined in section 14-85 of town ordinance on the property for the homeowner's personal use while the home is being rebuilt for a period of up to 2 years, providing the mobile home and its placement otherwise meets the requirements of all town ordinances. No extension of the 2-year period may be granted. Open for discussion.
It's 2 years from the date of the permit, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Ray?
Yep. Go ahead.
What I had talked earlier, now this is also an issue, another mobile home or what, SUV?
No, a mobile home only. There is no restriction on the placement of RV vehicles in most areas of the town. So that, and I've been told there are many RVs that are being used on people's residential lots. This is strictly a single-wide mobile home.
That's
Yeah,
an
thank you.
apple and an orange.
Any further discussion? Go ahead, Steve.
Just one question. It says it provided the mobile home and its placement otherwise meet the requirements of all town ordinance. There are some zones where you can't put a mobile home. Does this supersede that requirement?
Yes, this is not, and this is not even in the zoning ordinance. This is under buildings.
Okay.
And the word otherwise means other than being a mobile home.
Okay, all right.
And obviously by its design, it's to allow somebody to stay on their property when their home has been destroyed by fire, storm, or other, and you notice the word sudden casualty. You can't have somebody who says, well, my home's really run down and the roof's starting to leak, so I want to put a mobile home on the property. That is not a sudden casualty. A tree going through your roof would be a sudden casualty, producing the same leak.
Thank you.
Right.
Yep, go ahead,
So we
Trish.
still need to have a public hearing on this? I'm just trying to figure out the soonest I can get the house out there.
Public hearing would be on the 9th, right?
Yep.
The public hearing will be on the 9th.
And then we can have our second vote, and then I have to do 30 days from that. Right? Oh, well,
Whatever the time period waiting for after the passage of an ordinance is.
this is 30 days.
30 days.
It's
Probably
30,
30
right?
days.
Okay, then 30 it is, yes.
So by December 1st in theory?
December 9th, because our meeting's November 9th, so
Right.
December 10th.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and that's the absolute soonest I could get it.
Yes. The only.
Come on, it's gonna be a
I'll
loophole.
be able to call a special meeting between here and November 9th. I'm just trying, the most you could do would be to try to roll it up a couple of days. No, effectively, no. Now with a regular council meeting coming up on the 9th, I mean, it's a week from this coming Monday.
And, excuse me, and an ordinance requires a public hearing, correct?
Yes, it does. And there has to be notice in a newspaper and a posting, a minimum of 7 days before that public hearing. And this was really just developed within the last 7 days.
Right.
So no way to put a notice in the paper and
Have the public hearing
have a
tonight.
public hearing tonight. Just the time did not allow that.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Things don't go quite as fast as some people would like with municipal government, but that's the way it is. So everybody has a chance to hear about it.
Any further discussion? If no further
Jerry has
discussion,
something.
Lisa, could you have a roll?
Jerry.
Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
who seconded this?
Nobody.
Oh,
That's what
I
I was just
did.
going to say.
Trish did.
Trish can? Okay.
No, I thought you already.
Any other further discussion? If no further discussion, Lisa,
Is Trish going to vote on this or abstain?
Because I sell mobile homes, so I can't vote on an ordinance where people could put a mobile home on a property.
I don't know, just asking if she'd be able to vote or abstain from it.
if you're involved in the placement of the mobile home,
Yeah.
I don't know what those arrangements are. If you are receiving any financial benefit,
No, the house is going in for free. No, I'm providing a home for free.
it's up to the rest of the council. If you have no problem with it, you can do as you wish.
It's gonna be unanimous and
Okay.
anyway.
I have no problem with
Okay,
that
thank you.
situation.
All right.
Lisa, could I have a roll call
You
vote,
bet.
please?
Ben Twitchell?
Yes.
Jerry Clarion? Lee Trahan?
Yes.
Steve Russell?
Yes.
Jeff West?
Yes.
Patricia Ayer?
Yes.
Ray Karen?
Yes, yes. Now, ordinance number 7-2020, that's on the agenda today, but we cannot vote on it tonight. Is that correct, Lisa? And the reason why it's on the agenda for tonight is,
Discussion purposes only, I believe.
for what?
Discussion
For
purposes
discussion
only.
purposes. So, order number 7-2020, an amendment to the Winslow zoning map to rezone a portion of a lot owned by C&L Real Estate on tax map 13, lot 115, from high-density residential zone, HDR, to contract zone, high-density residential zone, CZD, dash HDR. The portion of the lot is described as Lot 87, 88, and 89 in Dunbar Acres and Dunbar Acres Annex subdivision, and recorded in the Kennebec County Registry of Deeds on September 22nd, 1961, in Book 24, page 51.
So move.
Second.
Open up for discussion.
And there's no vote on this tonight,
There's
correct?
no vote on it tonight.
With Adam?
Mhm.
Adam or not?
Adam, do you want to mention anything, or?
It's pretty
Yeah.
cut and dry, the wording is.
Yep. Yep.
If you have any questions, I'd be happy to attempt to answer.
No, like you said, it's pretty cut and dry, and I think, some of us are digesting some of the things that were put out over the last week, so. Any other further discussion?
We can't take any action tonight, right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Moving on, order number 25-2020, authorizing up to $1,902,000 of town general obligation bonds to finance sewer and drain improvements.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Lisa, this is the second reading, is it?
This is a first reading.
First reading,
Yep.
okay. Any, Lee?
Erica has a...
Oh, go ahead, Erica.
I just wanted to point out, the reason we made sure this got on here tonight instead of waiting for the next council meeting is we have to accept the bond by the 31st of this month, or we will start the process over.
I think this is the second.
Go ahead, Steve.
Does an order require a second reading, and would you like to see that suspended tonight?
I don't believe it does require a second reading on bond acceptance. We
It
can
would
waive
require
it
a
though,
second
right?
reading, but the council has the ability to waive it with a
Yes.
two-thirds
Right.
vote.
Okay.
So,
So probably it would behoove us to suspend the second.
it would, otherwise we'll be
Yep, okay,
waiting.
thank you.
I do think we have to vote on the first reading
Yeah,
first separately,
sure.
and then somebody
Sure.
can make a motion
Yep.
at that point in time to waive the second reading. Any further discussion on order number 25-2020? If no further discussion, can I have a roll call vote on the first reading, please?
Yes. Ben Twitchell?
Yes.
Jerry
Yes.
Clarion? Lee Trahan?
Yes.
Steve Russell?
Yes.
Jeff West?
Yes.
Patricia Ayer?
Yes.
Ray Karen?
Yes.
Move to suspend the second reading of order number
Second.
25 through 20. 2020.
Second.
Open up for discussion? If no discussion, could I have a roll call vote, please,
You
Lisa?
can. Ben Twitchell?
Yes.
Jerry Clarion?
Yes.
Lee Trahan?
Yes.
Steve Russell?
Yes.
Jeff West?
Yes.
Patricia Ayer?
Yes.
Ray Karen?
Yes. Unless anybody has anything else, I make a Motion to, can somebody make a motion to adjourn, please?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we need another reading?
Oh, yeah,
Don't worry
They
about it.
waived the second reading.
we waived the second reading.
We waive the second.
Yep,
Yep,
okay.
so that's final.
Bond is
So,
fine.
yep.
We're good.
If not,
Move to adjourn.
meeting adjourned.